Welcome back to World of Tanks. It totally hasn't been just 3 seconds since I've stopped recording the other video. Not at all. Well, we're back here in World of Tanks, playing with tanks, because I do enjoy my tanks. Let's see, well, I'm not necessarily sure what I want to play. I do enjoy my Chinese variant Stuart. I think we'll play that for now. If you're wondering why I have lower tier tanks than my highest owned tier, it's because after tier 5 or 6, your repair costs start to go a little higher than your earnings in a standard account. So I keep a few medium tanks just to grind money. So I hold on to my favorite tanks that make fairly good money, like the T-3485 and the Chinese variant Stuart, and I grind that money. Last episode, we played with that new little German thing that they gave us for Christmas. Got our first and only kill in that so far. Probably our first and only kill ever. I'll probably sell it, because it is not the most powerful low-tier premium tank they've given us. I've sold better before, and I'll sell that one, I suspect. Even though, if I recall, premium low-tier tanks do have a slight boost on earnings for kills and victories and the like. But that's no matter. I think I'm going to run down the 0 line here, across this open area into the forest adjacent to it, whilst most medium-heavy tanks camp out up there. I like to give it a good shaking up and run back into the corner here, where there's some nice hills to hide behind, as well as a metric ass ton of brush cover, raising my chances of not being detected, or lowering my chances of being detected. As you can see, T-67 telling folks to get their asses moving. Nobody listening, but it doesn't matter. I'm here in the corner to provide some spotting. Doing some jumps, some sick moves. Oh, this M4 is going to give us a whooping. Is that an M4? Yes, indeed. Oh, never mind. Oh, getting hit from a unseen enemy. Oh, and we're out. Damn you. Jacked Panzer. Giving me a nice kick in the ass. As you can see, all of our teammates here taking their sweet fucking time. After this game has been out for so long, you'd think people would not hang out on this ridge. As good a firing position as it is, it's easily predictable at this point. And without anybody to scout up ahead, enemies are free to come up this hill here and hide. What is this guy doing? Do I want to know what he's doing? Whatever, doesn't matter. Look through our other teammates, see what they're up to. I have to say, World of Tanks is like the Call of Duty of the tanker world. Run and gun is a much more, most of the time, a much more effective system of fighting. Oh, one AFK teammate. A much more effective system of fighting than usual. Considering we've died so early on, I don't think we're going to stick around to see the rest of this match. It's pretty irrelevant to see the rest of that. Let's move on to another tank. What I want to know is, how did this tank get here in all the snow? I don't see any tracks wide enough to fit this thing. Has it just been sitting here? Oh, you know, I'm just shooting the shit. Alright. let's head into our next match. Playing the Tiger 1. I believe this Tiger is mostly upgraded. Getting a bit of stretching going on. Considering this has been a very long recording session. A couple hours now. About 2 hours. Actually, probably closer to 3, considering just before this I recorded a few Kerbal Space Program episodes, but those will be slowly released one by one. Holy shit! That's a large artillery base. I've never seen one of those this close. I've never spawned beside one of those. It's very big. An easy target to hit. On this map, I usually go city when it's a capture the flag mode. We'll watch how the team fans out here in the next few important seconds, and I will determine whether or not we can win this. So far, it looks like a loss, considering only one tank destroyer is going valley down the 1-2 line, and everyone else is heading town. I think I'll whip around here and head down the 1-2 line with that tank destroyer. A tank destroyer and a heavy heading down the very exposed mid-valley. Usually a very dangerous move for most large tanks, considering it is so open to town. But there's a trade-off. There aren't a lot of firing positions in town that provide a ton of cover from the people going down that mid-valley. You can always stay in the center and hope to shoot out and hit anybody on that ridge, but they can also shoot back. There's our TD friend, the T-28 prototype. Not really in the best firing position, if you ask me. I usually come up a bit further than that, personally, but that's just me. Considering I don't go valley most of the time when I'm in a heavy tank, I'm not exactly sure how to guard this. As you can see, our heavy in the middle area there has been destroyed. As I said, not the best idea to go down the 4 line in a heavy. Usually lights and mediums head down there. Oh, and there's the medium gone in general. I think I'll let this tank destroyer cover this flank, and I'll pull back and cover the middle the best I can, if I can get there in any reasonable time. Don't think I'll be able to, but we'll see. That medium we saw killed the tank destroyer. No, what is this TD doing? You fool! The middle and left sides of the map completely open. Enemies left to freely advance as they will. This tank destroyer really should have just stayed where he was. We'll see if he can get back there fast enough to stop any advancing enemies, if there are any. Got a view on a T-29. Not the most effective view, but 220 points of damage. 220 points of damage once again, and he's down. Everyone on our team went down, and town has been overrun by enemy forces. Quite the disappointing view there. I'm going to go mid, because there is no chance we're pulling this back. We have lost this match. If only by a Christmas miracle Can we pull this one back? Hello, little man. And I missed. Just gonna shoot you in the viewports here. What the? Alright, you all saw that. The bullet went through his viewport, out the other side. And I'm down. Totally fine with that. Going to skip the rest of this match, considering we know the outcome. I don't expect any Christmas miracles today, considering it is not Christmas. It is indeed the 4th of January, 2015. This episode will probably come out much later than that, probably the 5th or 6th, maybe later of January. Deciding on which tank to go with, which tank to use. Actually, instead of doing that, I'm going to show you what tanks I own. Let's get rid of all unresearched vehicles. Go to All Nations and scroll through the tanks I have researched. Of course, all the low-tier American tanks, as you might expect. I do indeed have the T1 Heavy. I used to own the T14, I believe, or that was the Xbox 360 version. The M6, you can see there, I have researched. I have gone a ways down the American TD line. Not like super far or anything, but I gave up after a while. I've also gone down the British medium line quite a ways. Oop. Looks like our Tiger's back from battle. A defeat as expected. Oh, and that reset our scroll. Let's keep going. As you've seen, I've gone down the British medium line quite a bit. The Covenanter light tank. Stopped there just because it's a pain in the ass. I hate that tank so much. Let's see, gone down the British heavy line as well, as you saw by my Churchill in my garage. I kind of like the look of the Excelsior, I'm not gonna lie. I think it's a nice looking tank. The TOG, the most hideous thing in the entire game. More gold tanks. Down the German line, my goal in each faction is to get the highest tier heavy tank of each faction and just wreck house. As you've seen here, I've gone down quite a bit of the German line on both the heavy and medium. The 30.2D was one of my favorite tanks of all time. Gone quite a ways down the German tank destroyer route as well as some German SPGs. Frenchies, I've gone full heavy tanks. And I've done a little bit in their tank destroyer line, not a lot. Russians, I've gone down both their medium and their heavy line. Back in the day, their medium line led to the heavy line about halfway down. They've since changed it up a wee bit. I do indeed have the KV2 researched. Sold it after they nerfed the shit out of the derp gun. They may have rebuffed it since then, but I'm not interested in finding out. Interesting. What is this? I want to see it in my garage. Sadly, you cannot test drive or anything. Any tanks. Not even look at them in your garage, which is quite annoying. Because that looks like the Russian version of a Stug. I like it. As you can see, I have indeed researched up to the SU-152. Used to own it, got rid of it. Because grinding the stock gun was a pain in the ass. See, more Russian medium tanks, as you can see here. I'll up to about there with my T-34-85 currently in my garage. have not got very far in the Japanese line, because I haven't played in quite a long time. Let's go look through the actual tech tree. Where is it? Oh, it's labeled tech tree. Brilliant. Alright, so for the Americans, I have indeed gone down the medium, or the tank destroyer line here. Went for more the stationary guns rather than the ones with turrets. I was going to go down stationary guns. I then decided against it and tried to get the Hellcat, gave up. I then went down the regular tanker line, the mediums and heavies. I quite like how it has a single line that branches off around tier 5, 6-ish into both the heavy and the medium lines. I quite like that. So far I'm going for the heavies only for now. Most go the M4, M4, A3, E2 line to the T29. I went the T1 to the M6, just cause why not? Down the Brits here, you can see I went down some of the medium line, gave up. Done all of... No, I haven't actually played either of these, or any TDs. I mean, SPGs, sorry. I have played this thing a little bit, but gave up. So you can see I've gone down the medium line here, which, interestingly enough, since previous updates, there's that Sherman and the Firefly, as well as a Grant. They have since cut those lines in half. This used to go to the Churchill 1, to the Churchill whatever, to the Black Prince. It now goes to the Archer and the Bishop. Not sure what those are. Still not sure what those are. They look hideous. Looks like a TD line to me. Interesting. For Germany, you're going to see tanks all over the place. I quite like the German vehicles in this game, and in reality, I think they're the best looking tanks of all of World War II. Not so much afterwards. They get kind of hideous. The more recent German-made tanks, I find pretty repulsive, but that's just me, as you can see. As you can see, there's quite a lot of jumping around, considering this was the first tree I got very far in a very long time ago, and it split all over the place. I've played SPGs, I've played TDs, I've played mediums, heavies, not so much the lights, not a fan of the lights. I'm not even sure what the tech tree used to look like when I first started. But as you can see, I've got plenty of room between everything and the D. But that aside, France, a not very fleshed out tank line yet. Then again, I'm not sure France has a whole lot of tanks to show off, so I've only gone down this line. I have indeed tried their TD line, gave up, wasn't interested. Russia, my second favorite faction. I'm all over the place on this as well. Still working for that super heavy IS-8 as well. Head down to China. Absolutely no real divergence anywhere. Mostly because I suspect that China doesn't have a very fleshed out tank history, as well as Japan, same thing. They probably do, but all the tanks are just variations on a chassis with different turrets, I'd suspect. And with that, back to the garage, 19 minutes into this video. See if we can get a long 10-minute run. A nice long 10-minute match. No, of course we won't, but here I'll look at what do I want to move on to next? I'm looking around. I really want to move my Churchill here up to the Black Prince, but considering it takes 54 experience to get that, and I only have 20 something, 20,850, that'll be quite a while. And I'll be honest, I hate this tank. This thing sucks. But if it's in the way to get to my goal, gotta grind away. Let's go out with our Tiger. Let's see, what do we not have upgraded on the Tiger? We have everything but the radio. 70, almost 80,000 XP. We're at 30-ish. Close enough to 30 to round up. I'm not sure how the audio is going to come out on this particular game. It's quite a bit louder than it was on Kerbal Space Program, but also I turned my mic up quite a bit louder. Looking at our team, a pretty powerful team. Comparing it to their team, not sure I'd say as powerful. We'll see how them having more SPGs plays out for them. On this map, I'm not sure it'll do them all that good. Sorry, on there. Depending on who goes field, who goes town, we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. Because if more people go field than they go town, we'll see a whole lot of shots from those SPGs onto the teammates in the field. Seeing a lot of mediums, lights, TDs heading field. I'm alright seeing that because they can more easily dodge that artillery fire. Well, I'm not sure why I'm yawning so much all of a sudden. It's only 2 in the afternoon here in cold Colorado. As you can see, there's quite a few enemies here going center of town. Seems like one of our heavies is AFK. Very bothersome. Nope, there he goes. He's moving. Just took him a minute. Ow! Sweet shit, what was that? What is that? I've never seen that thing before. God, that hit like a fucking freight train. Fuck you. Jesus. Going to hope and see if he just fires a pot shot. If not, I certainly will. Considering we know where he is. Not sure what he is still. Miss. Got some enemy mediums flanking behind us. Thanks to our team's complete and utter lack of a line. It's really bothersome to see, to be honest. Usually I like to see a nice line down that road that we came down, but no such line this time. Gonna pop out here, get shot in the face by that tank destroyer, but I want to get a shot off on these bastards. Get a nice shot off on those two. Did not take any damage from that TD this time. I believe it was a TD, whoever that was. That tank. Let me know down in the comments. I've been wondering these past few videos whether or not you want to see a face cam of me. It's more or less just watching a 20-year-old with a shitty mustache sit with a bunch of blankets around him playing video games. But I'll leave that up to anybody. I'm going to look for 5 comments. Oh, Jesus. 5 comments asking for face cam and I'll give it to you. Whoa, my God, my turret blew off. That was a first. If I can even get 5 comments on a video. I highly doubt it, so that'll be a smaller file size to deal with. Gonna head back to the garage here. Died so early on in that match, I don't even care. Let's see. Let's try the Type 58. I hate this tank, to be honest. I'm not sure why, but the Chinese retards that bought these tanks from the Russians greatly nerfed the gun depression. So this gun on this tank does not point down nearly as far. Really bugs me. Really bugs me. Gonna go for the IS-2. Ooh, a victory on our Tiger. Yay! Almost up to 600,000. Oh my god, it's yawning! I'm told I have learned that yawning is the brain's way of getting more oxygen, which I definitely need talking this much. I don't usually talk this much. This whole YouTube thing's really giving my vocal cords a workout. We'll see here. But yeah, I think I'm gonna try out my Type 58. Wait, what do I not have researched? I've got everything but an engine research, which is completely fine with me. I'm going to go IS-2, which is 52,000 experience, 13 currently. That's, God, 40,000 more experience in this piece of crap. Whilst, yes, I believe the gun is more powerful on this tank than on the Russian counterpart, that gun depression nerf really limits the effectiveness of this particular gun. Whoa! I've never played this game mode on this map before. At least not since the new update. There only used to be one spawn point. One there where 2 is, and one here where this 2 is. No, one there where that 2 is, and then one over there where that 1 is. Yeah. Something like that you'll probably remember if you played World of Tanks before. You know, I'm wondering how these World of Tanks and Kerbal Space Program videos will do, because I'm up against a lot of high-ranking channels with them, like Side Strafe and his World of Tanks videos, Scott Manley with his Kerbal Space Program, as well as countless others on each front with each game. I don't think I bring anything special to the table, so quite frankly, I don't expect to jump up in viewership very fast, very much. Hit him in the viewport there. No penetration. On the SU-100's frontal armor. I have no backup. F7, please. Someone come help me. God, please. I am about to be massacred here. Our team going to get flanked. Ouch, jeez. Another derp team completely ignoring an entire flank of the map. Terrible idea on any and every map. The only way such tactics... Ouch, God. The only way such tactics work on any game, in any match, is if an entire enemy team on a capture the flag map goes the flanking route away from the flag, and your entire team goes flag and manages to capture fast enough and defend themselves from being reset. But I've only seen that happen a couple times. Let's see, what do we have here for our IS? Wow. Not much of anything, actually. I've only got a single gun upgrade. Wow. I think I'm going to go chassis. Yeah, a chassis upgrade, turret upgrade. And I'm going to go for these guns, because quite frankly, depending on whether or not the 100mm D1 OT is more powerful than these guns. Here, let's see. The average penetration. I always start with the first number and the last number, 175, 390, 6153. It's alright. And this being 175 and to 50 with 50 30. Meh. That's a very hard, because this is in the path of where we're going. I think I'll go with the 100 millimeter. We'll go look in this view, which is a lot easier to determine what's better. The 122 millimeter. This gun is much better. The 122 millimeter. Let's see, where was that in our research tree? Yeah, we'll just go this way. Yeah. Alright. Run an IS battle. Oh, no, wait. This video has just hit 30 minutes. So I'll end it here for now, folks. As I said before, 5 comments saying I should have a face cam, and I will have a face cam after that. At least during World of Tanks. Not sure where I'll put it. Kerbal Space Program doesn't really need a face cam, to be honest. But if you want it, I'll put up the same suggestion in a Kerbal Space Program video. With that, until next time, my friends, this has been World of Tanks. I am Zap, or Zaf, Zafon, however you'd like to pronounce it, it doesn't really matter. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.